yesterday to the White Sox to score 11 runs in a 3-game series. We know who the Giants are at this point. By the way, join 95.7 The Game at Hardy Park Friday, September the 6th for the Pettinelli Financial Partners Golf Tournament benefiting the Autism Society, San Francisco Bay Area. Go to 957thegame.com to learn more. Presented by ACCO Pest Control, the Bay Area's locally family-owned pest control company. Look, you got a question, Shasky, you just said. You got a question. You just teased me with it. Great
Niners
question.
play Friday night in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they have to go back to the spot where they lost the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking about how difficult it is to just everybody, you go to the bottom of the hill to start the season and you got to work your way to the top, right? And history would tell you teams that lose in the Super Bowl have a really hard time that next year.
Well, the 49ers know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Will they win 6 games the next year?
What separates the teams that can still fight through and get close to that top of that mountain and the ones that just fall flat on their face?
Well, a lot of times teams lose coaches, because they were in the Super Bowl. They lose their coordinators, lose coaches. They lose players. They can't keep everybody. So some of that happens. Then sometimes you get the injury bug. And then sometimes you just can't find that same drive that you had the year before. I don't think that's going to be the case. But, you got these 2 situations with Trenton, with Ayuk right here, that I don't care who you are. It is to say it's not a distraction is just false. Like, it's a distraction. They're a better team with Trent. Like, whoever they put at left tackle, if Trent's not there, like, it's not going to be good for anybody. The running back's already been banged up after 400-plus touches last year.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the history of any running back, I don't care if it's Curtis Martin,
DeMarco Murray.
You look at anybody that's had 400 touches and watch him the next year, including Christian McCaffrey, when he did that like 5 years ago in Carolina. Like, they fall off the cliff the next year.
Well, you got these touches here. Larry Johnson, 416 and 06. The next year, 158 touches, only played 8 games. Eddie George, 403. And he had a lot of touches. Next year at 01, 315 touches, this time 39. Deuce McAllister slowed down. DeMarco Murray had 449 touches in 2014. The next year, 29 years old, 702 rushing yards after having 1645.
Who's the running back up in Seattle? Sean
Alexander. Was never the same.
Alexander.
Never the same.
Like, I'm telling you, I've been tracking this thing for years now. And, like, you count the postseason. Like, he had, I don't know how many touches Christian had. He has 400 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he looks amazing. I know how he trains, and he got married. The whole thing is great, but it's just the history says you can't back that up unless you're Emmitt Smith or you're LT. You can't back it up with another year like that.
I think the frustrating thing for me, because you and I actually agreed on this last year as the season was going on, and Look, I get it. You get in the game, you're coaching, and you're like, he's the best player on the team. I got to keep feeding him. I understand that, but you also have to zoom out a little and look at the big picture. And to me, it's the specific spots where they're up 10 or more points. And
take him out.
And exactly.
You got to take him out.
Give him a breather. Give him a blow. You got other running backs. And I know you don't really trust Jordan Mason, but that is also the job of Bobby Turner and the offensive coordinators and Shanahan, who's basically that guy, to figure out a way to mitigate those kinds of hits. It's not about, trying to give yourself less of a chance. It's the minimal hits, and especially those
every running back
dives
has
up
a
the middle.
limited number of hits in them. Every running back.
Yeah.
I don't care what their name is on the back of the jersey. They all succumb to a number of hits, and everybody's different. But I mean, as much as he takes care of himself, as much as he focuses, you can only be whacked so many times.
So that's the trust factor, right? Because I was in the camp, was like, look, I understand what you guys are saying. Running backs, he's taking shots, and he took some shots last year, Christian McCaffrey. Just the drop-off between Christian McCaffrey, this is why I wanted Niners to trade for a home run hitting running back anyway. So remember week 1 with Trey Lance in Chicago, Elijah Mitchell goes down, and Jeff Wilson Jr. is playing back. And the running game was just, there was just no juice, Baldi. And so maybe it's on drafting. Maybe it's on, to your point, Chasky, developing.
Matt Breida back.
Matt Breida.
I actually think he's going to make the team. He looks good in preseason. And
he looks fresh.
I know.
Isaac Guerrero, we don't know about yet. We don't know about Isaac Guerrero. JP Mason can run the ball. But that's on Shanahan.
But look at all the guys they've drafted. Tyrion Davis-Price.
Yeah.
All these guys have come and gone.
Joe Williams.
Yeah.
Not on the team.
Let's take a call, Baldi. We got a good call from our friend RJ in Fairfield. 888-957-9570. RJ, don't come in with no weak stuff, man. You know how you get down, man, on a daily basis, RJ.
You see how they do me, Baldi? Hey, it's a pleasure, Baldi.
You want a better intro than that, right?
No, RJ's a good friend. He's a good friend of the program. We love RJ.
All right, cool. Hey, Baldi, how do you select who gets put on Baldi's breakdowns? Because I know you do certain players, not all the players, but you select who you want, I guess. But how do you get? How do they get?
Well, there's some. And then I have certain guys in this league that if I don't break them down, I get these nasty text messages. Like if I'm not breaking Max down, like by Tuesday, like I'm already getting hit up. If Mike, isn't broken down by Tuesday, so there's some guys, but I enjoy breaking all those guys down. But sometimes it's just what hits me. It could be effort. It could be technique. It could be the guy had an unbelievable game. He could be a no-name that people don't know about that you need to know about. Like it could just be, like yesterday I broke down Tua because his ball handling is second to none. His ball handling, like I'm watching him last week, and like the entire defense is reacting to his ball handling. And but I've watched him in practice. Like he really, really works at it. And Mike McDaniel, like he's on him about this ball handling. And so it shows up. It makes a difference.
Well, do you know who hits harder on, like, when the algorithm, as we call it, like online? I know that the 49ers have a huge fan base that's rabid.
Yeah.
Do you kind of know who hits and who doesn't?
Like I did that Dominick Puni breakdown the other day. Like that blew up.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That's
but
the 49er
did you know that
fan
going
base.
in?
The kid played a great game the other day, and he just looks natural to me.
Interesting.
Like he looks like he just belongs. He doesn't look anything like a rookie. He doesn't make rookie mistakes. Nothing catches him off guard. He's got incredible footwork, and he's big. And he takes up space, and I know he's powerful. And so, like, I know the fan base is rabid here, but I didn't know it was going to be to that degree.
When the guard from he's in Indiana now, Indianapolis, but he went to Notre Dame. When I would watch him engage with with the guy he's blocking, and then have the spatial awareness to see someone else coming and peel off that block, you see little things like that from Puni where he did it multiple times. One time to spin out right, the other time to just kind of give a guy a shoulder to the left. The kid's got it. I mean, he sees it.
Well, just watching him, he does little things like if the defensive tackle's on his inside shoulder, he steps hard inside to make sure he doesn't beat him inside. And then his reaction when he goes outside on him is like he's not. I mean, look, he hasn't gone against a Javon Hargrave, out there in the game. But still, like his reactions are what you're looking for.
He'll get Quentin Williams week 1. Monday Night Football.
Well, Quentin usually is on the other side.
On the other side, okay.
But, so maybe they get, Aaron back on that side by the time they start the games. But, like, he's going to see really good defensive tackles.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You brought up Tua Tagovailoa, and I like Tua a lot. He got the big